Hello, and thanks for joining us for Novitec University's Vertical Training Seminars. I'm Larry Boy Humer. Today we're focusing on a webinar which I've listed here as municipal government, but in fact, depending on where you live, it may very well apply to your regional government, such as your county, even your state or province, and in some very rare cases, even to a federal government. The goal here is to provide some basic information about this market without really trying to sell you on a particular vendor or product. A little bit about Novitec. As the slide mentions, our mission is to help customers deploy IoT or Internet of Things solutions in many different ways. And this may vary depending on the customer, and it may include things like providing flexible payment options, providing world-class pre- and post-technical sales assistance, and even in some cases, providing logistical services to help ease the deployment. We obviously do this to make money, of course, but we also do it to fulfill a vision of helping customers figure out the complex world of IoT or Internet of Things and how to make it better for their business. On to today's webinar. Municipal governments, and any regional government for that matter, are required to offer an incredibly wide range of services. Here's a list of just a few. Traffic control. This is including things like monitoring traffic, the control of the traffic lights themselves, park and recreation, monitoring different parts of the environment. This could be things like pH levels of rivers or the actual level of the river themselves. It could also be what's going on in the environment. Controlling unwanted pests and animals, and even enforcing key bylaws such as parking. In this environment, we're constantly asking government, as well as any business for that matter, to do a little more with less. They're asked to provide the same level of service as their area grows, but they're asked to do so with less people than ever before. They're also asked to provide an extremely high level of customer service, and they're also being forced because of unions or other reasons to maintain and improve a high level of worker safety. Obviously, when it comes to government, paperwork, that's what we all think of. Reducing the burden of clerical work will always make things more productive, and it's extremely important in this space. There are also different departments within the communities themselves that surprisingly talk very little to them among themselves. So we're looking for ways to find interoperation of the different departments. By using wireless as a landline replacement, which is the bottom selection here, municipalities are often able to get communication lines for data-only deployments at a much reduced rate and have overall better control. This includes things like placement, as well as better coverage and more visible products. At sites that do have access to landlines, backup, which is the second solution here, helps to maintain a high level of customer service. And this can include things like dispatch centers and all customer-facing offices, including that dreaded DMV line that we all love so much. With such huge fleets, and some very large municipalities can be into the thousands of vehicles, it's extremely important to maintain control, but also to track the usage of all these vehicles. It's also important to allow workers to better retrieve information from the field. This means they don't have to come back to the office so much, and they're able to be much more productive while out in the field. Finally, it's incredible how many assets a government organization might have. Many of these are extremely large and extremely expensive, not only to buy, but also to maintain. Using advanced monitoring solutions will allow for better uptime of capital costs. This could include things like pumps and generators, remote machinery, and other equipment as well. As I mentioned a few times in these webinars, it's incredible the amount of benefit that companies, or in this case, governments, can get from very large deployments of IoT. I think our goal here is to talk about a few different ones. The first is to talk about increased productivity of their workers. Quite simply, when workers have better information, they make better decisions. This helps to provide better service for your customers, in this case, the voters and the people in the community, but also to keep them safe as well. When you know where your workers are, you're able to dispatch much more effectively, and this helps to reduce not only your vehicle costs, but helps to shorten the length of time to get to different sites, which provides a better customer service level as well. Waiting for a landline to be installed is wasted time. We've all had that fun of waiting for the cable guy. The idea of reducing the costs and getting lines up faster is definitely something that would apply to many communities. Cities need to offer different service levels for people who need them and when they need them. So backing up key systems definitely prevents unwanted downtime. Finally, bringing all the information back to a central location allows for all the departments to access its information. This helps to eliminate duplication and extra effort, but also helps to provide better information in the event of emergency. I want to thank you today for listening. We look forward to having you joining us for a future webinar. Bye now.